back again. Irrigation started. I got the best irrigation people. They're fantastic. They take care of my whole property. And I called them and I said, I'm ready, and boom, they were here the next day. By the end of today, we'll have irrigation. And that is progress. So we'll see what happens next. They're starting to put in the irrigation system. And these guys are fast. They just got here. This is where the manifold is going to be connected to run this whole enterprise, and then the additional line is going to go up to the garage and to the other zones on the other side. But yeah, maybe we run out to the store and get some supplies, and I'll be back and see how far they got. So they have been at this now about a half a day, a little more. And they're making a tremendous amount of progress. They gave me a spigot here so I can have a hose in here, which is nice. And they're giving me a spigot down at the garage. I don't know if you can see it, it's quite far away, but at the corner of the garage they're installing a spigot now. So, you know, there's still probably a half a day worth of work going on here. This is our, what is it? Garden in minutes, square foot gardening thingy. This is the old style one. I bought one to see what it looked like. I tested it. It was okay. It's going to save me a bunch of time. So, you know, normally I would have built this out of PVC myself, but I need to save the time. So this is the old style without the swivel at the end here. It's coming along, a little more progress. We're hoping to get this irrigation finished today. And then I have to get in here and start filling these things. And somehow I got to get my Kubota in here. So it's not going to be easy. None of this is going to be easy, but we'll do what we can.
I cannot wait. My father and I cannot wait for the day where we're sitting in here with all of our fruit and vegetables, and there's gonna be a hawk flying around, seeing all the squirrels on top of the gate up there. Lunchtime. Yeah, we're finally moving along. For a while we were just kind of stuck with putting all the fence together, and now we're finally here. So aside from the occasional tedious work, it should be smooth sailing.
So we have an irrigation system, or almost. We don't have all the pieces here, but I can show you. But yeah, it's a big day, a lot of progress. Let's go take a look. So all the spigots are in. Of course, we had intended from the beginning to put the watering system from the bottom, coming up from the concrete. But unfortunately, the contractor we were working with was, he was terrible. All he wanted to do was dig. He loved to dig, and he loved to send invoices. I had the irrigation people here, and they were showing him a plan and showing him how they wanted the things to come up, and he was not even listening, you know. So unfortunately, I fired him too late. And, you know, I had to go with from the top. So it's not as nice as I wanted it to be, but it's not too bad. Once the dirt is in, these will be nice and straight. And then I think what I'll do is I have some ivy growing up it to disguise it a little bit. But they're all in. You can look around and see that they're all in. And they work off of my phone app, which is nice. You know, eventually we'll have dirt in it. They gave me a water spout down here, which is quite nice. So, you know, I'll be able to hook up a pressure washer and clean the ground and, you know, have a regular hose. We've planted our very first thing. This is an apple tree. It looks a little sad because I just planted it, and it goes into shock when you plant them. And in all probability, all these leaves and flowers will fall off before it comes back alive again. It'll grow to be about 7 to 8 feet tall. It's what they call a columnar tree. In other words, it does not have any branches. It just grows like this. The trunk will grow a little bit thicker, but that's about all. And then all the fruit grows out of the trunk directly. So it does not cast a shadow in the garden, which is quite nice. That's it there. There are, of course, more trees going in. And I'll show you what we're going to use for the watering. That's in this planter over here. This is by the company called Was that a rope that just went by? That was a company. We still have ropes hanging from the roof from putting up the fence. You know, we're sort of trying to desperately to get to putting plants in the ground because see how I'm dressed? This is the first hot day. You didn't hear me say, oh boy, it's cold out here today. But you see, a hot day is a problem because we're going to be away in Florida for a week now. And by the time we come back, I'm hoping there are still plants, seedlings available to buy. Otherwise, we have no garden. Because, you know, with all the work we did in the winter, we didn't have any time to grow our own seeds. So if we don't have any seedlings left to buy, and we can't buy them now because we don't have any dirt, so, you know, we're still under tremendous pressure. But anyway, this is a garden in minutes. It's like a square foot watering system. I bought one to kind of see what it looked like. It looks pretty good. This is the old style. The new style has a different hookup on here, so it's better. So when all of them arrive, and there's one for every planter, then my irrigation people will come back and they will hook it all up. And then it'll be on my phone app and I can water from anywhere in the world. Actually, the trees are already hooked up. I can already water the trees. So that's the beginning of that. The computer for it runs out of the garage. Let's go take a look up there. We still need to do landscaping here and, you know, we're going to have steps here leading up in case we want to do exactly what we're doing now. We also have another spigot up here for water. I'm not sure if this is turned on yet or not. Yeah, it is, see? So that's working. And then inside of the garage, again, it's temporary electricity because we haven't done any work in here yet. But we have some temporary electricity in here and we have our computer literally hanging on a screw. But it is live and it's working. So it's hooked up to our Wi-Fi and it controls the watering as if it was nothing. So it's a very nice thing. So we actually have two controllers, one here and one in the house. The one in the house controls all of our landscaping and, you know, lawn and all that stuff. And this one controls just the vegetable garden. There are 7 different zones in that garden. And we probably will be adding a couple more, but for the moment there are 7 different zones. Because it's not just the planters, right? If you look down there, you'll see all the planters. But from the top, we are going to be hanging chains, and then we are going to be hanging lots and lots and lots of flowers and hanging fruits, and it'll be beautiful when it's done. I also am collecting already some decorations. Hold on a second. Some decorations to put on the walls, right on the fence. You know, like flowers, colorful things. You know, to kind of break up the monotony. What a word that is of the metal frame. You know, to make it more interesting, make it prettier. Some stepping stones to put on the ground. I might still colorize the concrete. I'm not sure, but I can't even think about any of those things in detail until I've got plants in soil. That's what we're fighting so hard for. So, you know, that's why everything's kind of sort of started and stopped, because we go as far as we need to go, just barely, in order to move on to the next thing, with the goal of finally getting to putting the dirt in the planters and putting planters in the ground, which hopefully happens next week sometime, after this week is over. If the irrigation pieces from Garden in Minutes show up, which I hope they will, and then we will have to actually move all these planters. We put these planters in place temporarily just so the irrigation guys knew what they were building. Now we have to pick them all up and move them again so that we have enough room to drive the Kubota in there and fill each planter with a Kubota, because it's going to be a lot easier than carrying all that dirt and gravel and topsoil and in there. You know, it's a very big job by hand. We would take weeks and weeks. So we've got to be able to get the machine in there to do it. But if we get that done, then the garden, the pressure with the garden will be over, because we'll have vegetables in the ground. And then we can work on the decorating and the refining and making it all nicer, because I want to finish that before I turn my attention to the garage project, right? I mean, we're still working on the garage project right now, but not full blast ahead like we could be or should be, because we've got to finish this. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying this so far. We are almost done with the basic construction of the garden. Of course, that doesn't end the adventure, right? We have to get the stuff in the ground and grow it and watch it grow, and then we have to have that glass of champagne, you know, in the summer, and bing, and really enjoy it. But for now, another chapter. We've got irrigation, essentially, almost. So thank you for stopping by, and come back again. Ciao.